Hello everybody, welcome back to Being the Odds. It is Friday, May 31st, 2024. We are back with our best bets of the day. If you're new to the channel, my name is Zach and welcome to Being the Odds. Hit that subscribe button, like this video, hit notification bell so you never miss a pick. We post these best bet videos every single day. And we're going after our first 15,000 subscribers, our first year on YouTube. Really excited to have y'all here. Let's go win together today. Let's go make some money. So to recap yesterday's results, we had another winning day. Members only was 2-2 though. Didn't love that. We had a big win, which I'll remind everyone that we had in a minute. But members only, Royals first 5 plus 0.5. That was a win. T-Wolves minus 4.5. That was a loss. It's a members only play. I thought they would win. I thought the Mavs would close it up in 6, but I'll show you guys here in a minute. You guys probably already see on the graphic here why I don't really care all that much about it. Under 5.5, Florida, New York, that was a win. Mariners money line, they couldn't hit Hunter Brown, which is really, really interesting because Hunter Brown fucking sucks. But next, we have the Mavs to win the West at plus 800. I gave this out right at the beginning of the playoffs. It was plus 800. We had a full unit on it. So listen, I know the T-Wolves lost. Our members already had the Mavs at plus 800 to win the West. I wish I fucking bet them to win the finals at plus 1900, but is what it is. We'll take a plus 800 win all day long. We had the under 209 Minnesota and Dallas. That was a loss. D-backs first 5 money line. That was a win. Gallon got done on the road. You love to see that. Over 8.5 Chicago, Milwaukee. That was tight as fuck, but at the end of the day, they ended up scoring 10 runs, so it didn't matter. Over 8.5 Atlanta and DC. Loss with the Panthers money line. That was a win. It's good to see that the Panthers were able to go to New York and snatch a win. You love to see that. Overall for the year, you guys can see our records over here. NBA 375 and 302. Best bets is 106 and 69. NHL is 314 and 230. Best bets are 29 and 49. MLB 159 and 133 with a best bet record 48 and 42. So overall for all of these, we're absolutely fucking murdering it. And we have a ton of plays today, but one thing that we do know now is the NBA Finals is set. And here's the deal. This is exactly how it should be, just personally. For me, I love that this is going to be the matchup for the finals. Dallas and Boston. First things first. Okay, just really quick about the finals before I get into plays. Why on earth why are we waiting a week and a half for the fucking NBA finals to start, or a full week? That's ridiculous. And the fact is, guys, is like, that's extreme levels of bullshit. And that's like weird. Like I looked up why they like have it set in stone like that, because they said the fans have already like got their plane flights and like their tickets. Bro, this isn't the Super Bowl. Like, no, I mean, like, this isn't the Super Bowl. This is the NBA Finals. There's 7 full fucking games, and you're telling me that just a weird like you're telling me that these fans have like been circling the dates for these finals games. You don't even know who's going to be home, away, all that stuff. Kind of a weird thing, especially with like the Mavs being the ones to make it out. But is what it is. But when I think about like this series that's coming up with this Mavs and the Celtics team, like who it matters more for, when you look at Luka, when you look at Tatum in particular, because those are the main stars. I think this matters a hell of a lot more for Luka because of the upside. Because when you look at Tatum is the definition of a modern star. He's extremely talented, can shoot the lights out, but really aloof at a lot of times. I mean, just extremely aloof, meaning that he's just like not aggressive whatsoever, shrinks a lot of times at big moments, settles for three way too much, and also thinks he's Kobe Bryant, which is like the funniest thing I've ever seen. But the team around him is absolutely unbelievable. And if the Celtics win this shit, this will be a lot more about the team more so than it's about Luka. It's kind of like when in the Super Bowl, if San Francisco were to have won the Super Bowl, it wouldn't have been really about Brock Purdy. It would have been really about the team and how great they are and Kyle Shanahan and like all those guys. But when the Chiefs win, it's about Mahomes. And when you look at Luka, with how good he's been his entire career, dude was playing professional ball at 16, the second best league in the world behind the NBA. And won the MVP of that year in like 19. Was freaking like what was the number 3 pick in the draft year after. Has been All NBA first team 4 different times. Has averaged 30 plus in the playoffs every single year he's been in here. And this is all about him. Now listen, will Kyrie get a little extra bump? Yeah, I think honestly all like the BS that Kyrie pulled at getting out of Cleveland and in Boston, I think is going to be like honestly erased if they win. But with Luka, I mean, this cements him as, you know, I hate to be the overreactor where it's like he's the best player in the world, but for me in this type of NBA, I think Joker still is the best player, but you're cementing yourself as either the second and arguably the best player in the NBA from there. And when you look at this team, like they have some space to get some new guys. And, you know, this team gels very well. It was very well put together. Jason Kidd's an unbelievable coach. And Kyrie's about the perfect not a superstar, but the perfect co-star for Luka. So I'm excited for these finals. I think, you know, early, I'm gonna wait to make a prediction on it of who's going to win. I already know which way I'm leaning personally. But, you know, I think for Luka, I mean, this is obviously a huge opportunity for all these guys. But let's get into the picks we have today. I'm going to get started with our first play, which is going to be the over 5.5 in Dallas and Edmonton. When you look at these teams, these teams have been over teams this entire series, which is pretty interesting. Well, at least in Edmonton, and I think they've figured stuff out offensively for both of these teams. And on top of that, the sharp money is heavy on the over today. Edmonton's defense for the last couple of years has been suspect at best. Dallas has been shown, like Edmonton has shown they can score on Dallas. There's so much offensive firepower for both sides. So for me personally, I have the over 5.5 in Dallas and Edmonton. Next, we're going with no runs first inning, San Francisco, New York. Stroman and Hicks have been great this entire year. San Francisco is not a hitter's park at all. Like it's not a hitter's park at all. And San Francisco in particular starts slow offensively, and given how San Francisco is just as their ballpark, you know, they obviously, you know, the Yankees have Juan Soto and Aaron Judge. Well, the fact that they have Juan Soto and Aaron Judge together just makes me so frustrated as a Nationals fan because they're so good. But they have both these great players, but given how big the ballpark is, it doesn't fly like it does in the Yankee Stadium. I think we can get out of this unscathed. So I'm going no runs first inning, San Francisco, New York, especially with how good the pitching is for both sides with Hicks and Stroman. Next one, the Phillies, -1.5 versus the Cardinals. I love Nola over Mikolas today, or Michaelis, or how the fuck you say his name. I think he should be Greek, because that's how he spells his name, but it is what it is. Nola's way better. Michaelis has been horrible, and everyone keeps trying to tell me, no, he's going to get better. No, he sucks. Like, let's just be real. Michaelis sucks. He's horrible. He's not a good pitcher. I'm not really sure why everyone thinks he's so good. On top of that, listen, I will say this, though. Pitching-wise, the Cardinals' bullpen is way better than the Phillies. I will say that. Maybe not way better, but they are slightly better. But the Phillies have such an advantage in the lineup side of things. Now, names-wise, I mean, the Cardinals go pound for pound. I mean, they've got some really good. They have some really good names. You're like, oh, they have Wilson Contreras. Like, they've got some good players. They're like, oh, they have Arenado, and they've got Gorman, and they've got all these guys. But the fact is, they don't perform. And the Phillies, they have performed this year. They have, their lineup going down 1 through 9 is unbelievably good. Plus, they're at home, and I think they just have such an advantage in the bank. So I'm rolling with the Phillies. -1.5. I think they win this game by 2. I would like to do the first 5, but in all reality, like the spread for it is a little juice, and I don't really like it. So I'm rolling with the Phillies here, -1.5 versus the Cardinals. Next, we go to the Guardians. We're -1.5 versus my Nationals. I don't like betting against my Nationals, but it is what it is this time around. First off, BB over Corbin all day long. Patrick Corbin's a head case. He was great a few years ago when we had our World Series run. He's been horrible every year since. And by the way, this year he's not very good. 6.39 ERA, absolutely terrible. Well, the Guardians' bullpen is slightly better than Nationals because the Nationals' bullpen is really, really good. That's not to say the Guardians' bullpen isn't very good, but like Nationals' bullpen is really good this year. I like the Guardians' lineup with how they're performing over the Nationals. The Nationals have a way better lineup than last year, but it's still like I would still take the Cleveland over that. And plus, when you look at Cleveland, they're at home, they're hot. I'm liking the Guardians here -1.5 versus the Nationals. You get it at +100 odds too, so it's actually a pretty good number when it comes to odds. Now, just so y'all know, we do have 3 members only best bets today. One for the early MLB game, 1 MLB at night, and 1 for the NHL tonight. I love the money line for the NHL games today. And you can get this at zdmbets.com/picks. As a member, you get all our members only plays every single day, which most profitable best bets on a day-to-day basis. On top of that, you do have a direct line to me. So any game you're considering betting, reach out to our hotline number, get a guaranteed response back about any game you're considering betting. And you get our free picks too on YouTube, sent to you before these videos come out. Now take advantage of early lines or the odds. The website zdmbets.com/picks, zdmbets.com/picks, zdmbets.com/picks. So guys, let's go lock in those picks. Let's go win together today. Let's go make some money. I'll see you all tomorrow. Make sure y'all check those other videos.